All right, I'm going to work with the video on this one because I did this, and maybe I'm using a different version of Packet Tracer, but this looks pretty tasty. I don't know why mine won't do this.
On PC1, click on
Okay,
Terminal
I did that.
Emulation
I
Program.
did that. Now the screen looked different. Mine had more of a black screen or a dark screen. She goes to OK.
Okay. And you can see that I'm presented with a console command line interface.
And that's what I was looking for.
This is the Cisco iOS.
Right, that looks more like I've seen what actually people did, right? You have your interfaces, gigabit Ethernet, fast Ethernet, motherboard assembly number. You have all your stats here.
Press enter on my keyboard to get started.
I did that. I'll have to look at it again, and I will show you. I don't know if it's a different version of Packet Tracer. Version switch 1, 26-port switch, hardware revision, link 5 chains, fast Ethernet. These are your channels. That means it's running. State to up, line down, line protocol interface channel. So these interfaces are up and running.
Notice the command prompt at the bottom left of the screen, which indicates the command mode that I'm in. The Cisco iOS uses different command modes to establish various privilege levels for users.
Right, and I've been doing that.
Different commands are available in each mode. For instance, the word switch, which is the default name of the switch, with the greater than sign, indicates that I'm in user exec mode. User exec mode has very little privileges with access to only a limited number of commands.
Right, it's the
One of
privileges
those
you get.
commands available in this mode is the enable command.
Enable, and then it'll go to...
At the blinking cursor, I'll type the command enable and press enter.
You'll see the
hashtag.
hashtag.
I'm now in privilege exec
Privilege.
mode.
There you see
I can tell
privileges.
this because the prompt has changed from a greater than sign
to a hashtag.
hash.
So I get that, and I've been doing that when I've been configuring
Privileged
routers.
exec mode offers a higher privilege
Then on
level
the next
for
step,
the
you go to
user,
global
and more
configuration
commands are
mode.
available.
That's how you can change all
If
your
I would like
statuses
to go
up.
to a higher level, I can go into global configuration mode, or global config mode
See,
for
this
short.
is the screen I'm looking for.
I can reach global config mode by typing in configure terminal and pressing enter.
Or config T.
And now you can see the global configuration
And then
prompt.
you can do,
This is where most
enable, disable to
configurations
go
of a
back and
switch
forth.
or a router take place. There are also sub-configuration modes like interface configuration
and then you can
mode.
put in your gig
If I type interface
or your fast Ethernet.
VLAN 1 and press enter,
VLAN
I'm
1.
presented with a prompt
Config
that
if
indicates
is interface.
I am now in
interface
configuration mode. Many commands will only work from within certain modes. A common mistake made by users new to working with the Cisco iOS is trying to use commands from within the wrong mode. If you are sure that you are typing a command correctly, but you are continually getting an error message, always check your prompt to make sure you are in the right mode.
Let's go down to the next video. I think that's where it's got where you can go back between. But I've been trying to do that. Let's try this again. So much chisme or gossip online. That's not where we wanted to go, was it? Building my YouTube channel. Packet Tracer. Okay, so let's put something up here. We're gonna switch. Switching a PC is all we had on that last one. Give it a second. PC, and we'll do the whole. All right, right there. Let's see. Desktop, terminal. A blank screen. Let's play around with this a little bit. We can do this with command prompts. Right, that's running because I'm trying to figure out what she did over there. Terminal. And I'm just trying to figure this out. See, because it was terminal. And she clicked OK, and then she got that stuff. No, we're not going to save that. She's going to go back to show that we can figure it out. I mean, I can run those commands. It looks different.
Let's look at the commands that are used to move between the different iOS command
It doesn't look like
modes.
the same screen
We'll
sheet.
look at the enable command, the disable command, configure terminal, exit, and using Control-Z on your keyboard, plus some commands to enter different sub-configuration modes. I have a console connection to a switch, so I'll click on PC1 and press Enter.
Yeah, see, I don't know how to get that screen looking
and it
like that.
takes me to user exec mode. Notice the
I
prompt
can't even get the
at
switch
the
going.
lower
I'm trying
left
to
of the
figure it out.
screen. To enter privilege exec mode, I type enable.
I know how to do that.
If I want to
do that when we
return
configure
back
routers.
to user exec mode, I can type disable.
Disable, enable, and disable.
I'll
Take
type
it back and
enable
forth.
to return to privilege exec mode. In order to configure the switch, I need to first get to global configuration mode or global config. I'll type configure terminal, and you can see now that I'm in the global configuration prompt.
Right, so I got to
I
play
can
around
type
with that, how to
exit
configure the switch.
and press enter to return to privilege exec mode. If I type exit again,
It'll take you back.
I leave my console connection altogether. To
It'll just
re-enter
take you
the
out.
switch and get a command line interface, I have to press enter on my keyboard. And now I'm brought back to the console connection with the switch. I'll type enable and press enter, and then config T, short for configure terminal. I'll type
Yeah, I got all that. I've been doing
VLAN 1.
similar
These are
stuff
used
when you
for
configure
remote
routers.
administrative access to the switch. I can move directly from one sub-configuration mode to another, a sub-configuration mode. If I type exit, I return to global config mode.
Okay.
Line, console, 0, back in global config mode.
T takes you into
Let's enter one of the
global
sub-configuration
configuration, and then you
modes.
can add
I'll type
line
line
interface.
console 0
Line console.
to get to the management interface for the console port.
Okay,
Now
this
that
all
I'm in a
makes sense. I'm just trying to
sub-configuration
figure out.
mode, if I type exit,
It'll
I
take you out
return to
altogether.
global config mode. This time, I'll type line VTY 0 space 15 for my virtual terminal management interfaces. These are used for remote administrative access to the switch. I can move directly from one sub-configuration mode to another. Notice if I type in interface VLAN 1 and press enter, that my prompt has
The if is
changed from
interface.
line configuration mode to interface
Right, so line and
configuration
interface,
mode.
line and interface,
From
line
here,
and interface.
I can also enter different interfaces, like interface
Gigabit 00
fast
or fast
Ethernet
Ethernet 1.
0/1. And as long as I don't see an error message that I've typed an invalid command, I'm in interface config mode for fast Ethernet 01. I can also move directly to the line console 0. Commands that are normally run in global config mode can also be run from any of the sub-configuration modes as well. If I want to control Z on my keyboard,
we're learning.
let's give that.
And I can do, I'm playing around with that, how to run that switch. That's what we're looking for. But I'm trying to get that terminal to open up so I can get to that switch. All right, so I got to play around with that. I may get on tonight and ask Wally, the network engineer, what's going on? How do we do this? Right? So I've been online actually connecting, no pun intended, networking with other people in the network engineering field to try to get their ideas and see kind of what they do. Learn the game. I'm having a lot of fun with it though. So anyway, here's where we are. I'll get it figured out.